Hey, it's a new year, and what better way to start the new year than with a topic that's completely non-controversial? Let's begin. So the history of mankind is full of documented events that many of us would consider extremely strange or even hard to understand. And most of the time, those events can be explained through scientific examination, but that isn't always the case. Some events are inexplicable by natural or scientific law, and those events are simply known as miracles. So today, I gathered the strangest events that have ever happened that defy explanation that many call miracles. So here they are, 10 bizarre unexplained miracles from around the world. Number 1 are incorruptible corpses. Over the last few hundred years, there have been many documented cases from across the globe of people dying but their bodies do not decay. The bodies that have not been embalmed or preserved in any way remain flexible, unlike regular corpses that become stiff and rigid. Given the title of incorruptible, these bodies are considered by many to be a sign of sainthood. In fact, there are hundreds of saints whose bodies have been found to be incorrupt, sometimes hundreds of years after they originally died. This picture is of Saint Bernadette as she appears today, 136 years after her death. It's even been said that some of these bodies exude a sweet aroma known as the odor of sanctity, which, as creepy as that sounds, is probably still a lot more pleasant than a regular dead body. It's all just farts and nastiness. Number 2 is Our Lady of Akita. Located near the city of Akita, Japan, this famous statue of the Virgin Mary has gone through several events that are beyond weird. On July 6, 1978, nuns heard a voice coming from the statue of the Virgin Mary in the chapel where it resides. On the same day, a few of the sisters noticed drops of blood flowing from a wound on the statue's hand. Shortly after, the wounds disappeared, only for the statue to begin sweating on its forehead and neck. 2 years later, on January 4th, the statue began to weep, which it continued to do in intervals for the next almost 7 years. The most interesting thing about all of this is that a scientific analysis of the blood, sweat, and tears from the statue confirmed that they were all from a real human. You know, I'm sure that this story provides a lot of hope for religious people, but if that were me and I saw liquids coming out of a statue, I would tip out the door. I'd be knocking over old ladies and stuff. It would not be good. Number 3 is Our Lady of Lourdes. In Lourdes, France in 1858, 3 sisters reported a vision of a woman in all white holding a golden rosary while they were out collecting firewood. According to the girls, the woman directed them to dig near a rock, after which a large spring of water appeared. However, that's not the strange part. The strange part is that that source of water, which still exists today, miraculously heals people without explanation. Every single year, millions of people visit this spring, many of which have incurable diseases or injuries, some of which are cured without explanation. In fact, the Lourdes Medical Bureau has declared a total of almost 70 individual cases of inexplicable cures. So basically, if you think about it, this is the real-life fairy fountain from The Legend of Zelda. I want to throw a rupee in it. Number 4 is the miracle of Lanciano. In the city of Lanciano, Italy, around 700 AD, a priest was assigned to celebrate the Eucharist when something unexpected happened. During the Mass, when he said the words of consecration, it's reported that the bread was turned into live flesh and the wine into blood. To this day, evidence of the miracle, specifically the host flesh, remains in Lanciano in an artistic silver ostentorium. In 1970, professors of the University of Siena conducted a scientific investigation into the miracle. It was confirmed that the flesh was human cardiac tissue and that the blood was type AB. And if that wasn't bizarre enough, the blood type AB is also the blood type found on the Shroud of Turin. Well, this is one of two things. Either it's an amazing scientific discovery, or there's someone out there missing a couple pints of blood with a really sick sense of humor. Number 5 is the miracle of the sun. The miracle of the sun is an event that occurred on October 13th, 1917 in the Cova da Iria fields near Fatima, Portugal. According to witnesses of the event, which was attended by about 65,000 people, there was extraordinary solar activity, the likes of which have never been seen before. After a downfall of rain, dark clouds broke and the sun appeared as an opaque spinning disc in the sky. It was said to be significantly less bright than normal and cast multicolored lights across the land, people, and surrounding clouds. It was reported that the sun then careened towards Earth, frightening witnesses who thought it was the end of the world. The event lasted a total of about 10 minutes and was documented by multiple credible sources, including multiple doctors and newspaper writers who were all present that day. Now, this may or may not have been divine in nature, but if it was God, why would he use his powers to put on a light show for a bunch of people? He must be bored up there. Number 6 is Joseph of Cupertino. Joseph of Cupertino was an Italian conventional Franciscan friar who lived in Naples between 1603 and 1663. He began having visions as a child, leaving him with reduced external awareness, but increased internal mental and spiritual awareness. After being ordained as a priest in 1625, his visions and spirituality increased to the point where he would regularly levitate while participating in Mass. This ability gained him a widespread reputation of holiness among the church and beyond. However, his inexplicable levitation led him to being deemed disruptive by his religious superiors and church authorities. This ultimately led to him being confined to a small cell, forbidding him from joining any public gatherings in the community. However, he was eventually canonized as a saint in 1763, and today is the patron saint of air travelers, aviators, and astronauts. Frankly, I'm surprised he was only deemed disruptive for levitating by the church during a time when you could be called a witch and burned at the stake for sneezing the wrong way. Yeah, lucky dude. Number 7 is Martin de Parez. Martin de Parez lived in Lima, Peru between 1579 and 1639. He was known for performing miracles like healing sick patients with his hands and having miraculous knowledge among others, but what gained him notoriety was his ability to be in multiple places at once. Witness statements account for him being in Mexico and Japan while still remaining in his home in Peru. In addition to the witnesses that saw him, de Parez would provide proof of his journeys in his other body by means of a detailed description of the locations that he visited. Because of the deeds that he did in those countries, he was canonized in 1962 and today is the patron saint of mixed race people and those seeking interracial harmony. And wizards. Obviously. Number 8 is Therese Neumann. Therese Neumann lived between 1898 and 1962 in Bavaria, Germany, and was born into a large family with very little income. Through a series of accidents, she became paralyzed and lost her eyesight. As her condition worsened, she was approaching death and began praying to a nun named Therese of Lisieux. On May 17th, 1925, Therese of Lisieux was canonized as a saint, and just days after, Therese Neumann was cured of all ailments. From there, until her death in 1962, she consumed no food except the Holy Eucharist, not even water. Medical doctors and 4 Franciscan nurses routinely checked on her during this time. They confirmed that she consumed no more than 1 consecrated host a day, yet she suffered no weight loss, ill effects, or even dehydration. But remember kids, this was a miracle. Don't go all Jesus diet on yourself because you're gonna die. Yeah, don't do it. Number 9 is the apparition in Zaytun. Beginning on April 2nd, 1968, supernatural apparitions of the Virgin Mary began appearing in the Zaytun district of Cairo, Egypt, and continued for a 2 to 3 year period. The first sighting only lasted a few minutes, however, over time, the length and frequency of the apparitions grew. These events were witnessed by millions of people of various faiths over this time span, making it one of the most witnessed miracles of all time. The event was captured in several videos and pictures and was even verified by several sources as a legitimate apparition. Now, some skeptics say that those who witnessed the event were predisposed to interpret the light shows as the Virgin Mary because of religious background or social expectation. But even if that's true, I think they're missing the point here. Big bright lights in the sky shouldn't be there, shouldn't dismiss it, definitely worth investigating. And number 10 is the voice of Saint Clelia Barberi. Clelia Barberi lived between 1847 and 1870 in Bologna, Italy. Just 2 years after doing so, in 1870, she died of tuberculosis. However, since her death, an unusual and unexplained occurrence has often been reported in the homes and parishes that she frequented. Throughout the years, people of various backgrounds have all reported hearing a voice that is unlike anything on this earth. Look, this sounds lovely, and I'm sure that these people may or may not be hearing this voice, but if you hear voices, you should probably seek help, especially if they tell you to burn things. And that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to remind you that I'm doing something special for the month of January, which I am calling #HustleJanuary, where I'm hustling to get you guys 2 videos a week. So as an experiment, I'm going to be uploading on a new schedule every Tuesday and Saturday for you guys. So for the rest of the month, it's gonna go new video Tuesday, new video Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, and it's going to be an experiment, and if it goes really good, I'll continue it for the rest of the year. We'll see what happens. So if that sounds good to you guys, give this video a thumbs up and share it on Facebook and Twitter, and I will see you all back here on Tuesday with a brand new video. Peace. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching my new video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it and you'd like to see future videos from me, remember to click that big red subscribe button below to subscribe to my channel. Normally I upload every Saturday, but just for you guys, just for the month of January, as a little experiment, I'm going to try every Tuesday and Saturday, and that's based on your feedback because you guys have been sending me messages for a long time saying, I wish you uploaded more. So if it works out good, I want to continue it into February and March, and we'll keep it going. We'll see what happens. So if you like that idea, tweet me, hashtag HustleJanuary, and send me a Snapchat, hashtag HustleJanuary, whatever you want to send me, because it's all love, baby. I'd appreciate it. And I will see you all back here next video. Bye.